Congratulations, ninth straight win for the Gamecocks at home. Just get you to give us an opening statement.
Well, first of all, again, like I said last time, it was unbelievable. Our crowd here, I mean, our students, our band, our alumni, I mean, all the ex-players, and we got a home field advantage. We do. We have a home field advantage, and that was very exciting. Proud of our guys for, competing 60 minutes. We didn't play perfect by any means, but that's a good football team they had on the other side. Ryan's done a really good job. I watched them early in the year, and I thought, man, these guys are going to be hard to deal with, for a lot of people. And they're very well coached. They know what to do, but, I'm proud of our guys for the way they competed and played. And we just, our whole slogan this week was just do your job. Do your job. And when you do your job and you don't worry about the results, good things are going to happen. And that's what we've got to keep on doing.
Was Caitlin's thing an elbow, and how's he looking?
I think, I don't know for sure. I mean, I can't tell you now. I'll let y'all know tomorrow. First of all, our administration had provided us sports medicine stuff. We have a mobile x-ray machine. I think maybe one of the only ones around here. So we can get the x-rays right then. The x-rays were negative. They're, it's some type of hyperextension in the elbow. We don't think it'll be a very long time. He actually got in the huddle acting like he was going to go back in. I was like, no, we're not going to do that. That was precautionary. But, I thought Gavin has handled this situation great. They're both really good players. We got a room full of guys that are good quarterbacks. And, there's only one ball. So somebody asked me tonight, you're going to change your offense? No, they're our quarterback. And I told the team tonight, doesn't matter who's in it. Whoever's in there at quarterback, then that's our quarterback. But I was proud of the way he's handled everything.
I think it was Juwan who got in there for running backs now, just kind of what has gone into that. Just to me, is there more of a plan to get more carries?
Well, Juwan's very athletic, and he's very tough. He actually ran the ball in high school. He's got very good hands. He's a very good athlete, and we just felt like we needed a boost in short yardage and goal line, and we felt like, we would put him in there. He can block. I don't know if it's not when he carried the ball. It was the first play when we ran the zone cut and he made the block. That was, I said, man, he's been hanging out with Cam, because I tell people all the time, Cam, it's not all the yardage that Cam gets, it's what he does when he doesn't have the ball. And when Juwan didn't have the ball, he's blocking guys. But yeah, we want to keep that. We want to keep that package going. Anytime we can use our guys and be multiple, we want to be able to do that.
Thomas.
Coach, I thought the defensive line was exceptional tonight. Just talk about what you saw out of them.
Yes, I did too. First of all, I think Brian Williams had a great game plan. He knew exactly what he wanted to do, but we knew our strength. We felt like our strength is our defensive line, and we're young in a lot of those places, but we felt like that our number one thing going into this game was we got to be able to control the line of scrimmage on both sides of the ball. And listen, they had some yards. They're going to get some yards. They're a very well coached football team. They got a good quarterback. They got good receivers. They got good running backs. But when you can rush the football and you can keep people from rushing the football, you're going to have a chance to win more games than you're going to lose. And I thought Ryan had a great plan, and the defensive line, I don't know, I think it was like 25, 29 yards rushing. And when the defensive line does that, you give yourself a chance to win.
More?
It seemed like, especially earlier, tried to establish a running game that seemed to pay off. Could you kind of talk about that philosophy there?
So, yes.
You got it.
Well, you've got to work to find ways to run the football. When, whether it's creating different formations, whether it's creating different personnel groupings. And you can't go in and 8 plays and say, I can't run the football. Football doesn't work that way. You gotta keep finding, keep grinding. And I told Cam during the game, I was like, we talk about after control the line of scrimmage, be patient. Be patient. Take what they give you, be patient. Kept telling Cam and the other backs, be patient, you're gonna spit one. And when we spit that zone play, then the run game opened up even more. But you just gotta, Clint did a great job of, we got in the 2-back deal one time and, ran the stretch over there and, went down the sideline. And I felt like then, I was like, all right, Clint does a great job of finding whatever the defense is giving you. And he did that again tonight.
And if you talk about your punter, 42.6 average, 3 inside the 20, and the net was 41, which is really good.
Anytime, and I tell people that anytime you net over 40 yards on a punt, I mean, that's field position is everything. And I've mentioned you and Mark, you and I have talked about before, if a punter punts it 5 times and he nets 40 yards of punt, if he punts 5 times, that's 200 yards. If Cam keeps getting these 200 yards, he's going to be up for the Heisman. It's the same amount of yards in a game. You're just not running it, you're punting it. But that's where the hidden yardage comes out in a game. So it was a little bit better because we haven't been at, that's one of those things that we just had to be more consistent doing.
Thomas?
Coach Caleb Nix had a game-changing play on that scoop and score. Just, can you talk about that moment? And also, I know you have a big connection with the Nix family. Just what's it like having him on the team?
Well, first of all, you're right. His dad, Patrick, was a player when I coached at Auburn. He coached here with me at Jax State, and then we coached together at Georgia Tech. I've known all the Knicks kids forever, but when we recruited Caleb, I told him and his dad, I said, this has nothing to do with our relationship. This has something to do with you being a really good football player. And you'll have to earn whatever, and he has earned everything. He's very instinctive. He's a really good athlete. I mean, he's a multi-sport athlete in high school, played quarterback in high school. He's a really good quarterback. Everybody knows Bo being a really good quarterback. Caleb was a really good quarterback himself. But a lot of those really good quarterbacks, if they'll give it time, they transition into being really good safeties. And he's doing that. And he's very instinctive. He gets people on the ground. He communicates well. I always say there's 3 things in safety. It's non-negotiable. Got to be able to get your defense lined up. You got to play the ball in the deep part of the field, and you got to tackle in space. He does those 3 things, and he does them well.
He's one of a few former quarterbacks on the roster. How do they see the game differently, do you think?
Well, I think for a quarterback, when you grow up and you're a quarterback, you have to process information. You can't play the position unless you process information. So you're seeing the same things from the offensive side of the ball. And now when you turn around on defense, you see the same thing. If you look throughout history, a lot of your great linebackers in college and pro were high school running backs. Why? Because they see the same thing that a linebacker sees, it's just from the offensive side of the ball. And when they go over there on defense, it becomes natural. They find a crease in the defense, they know where the ball is going to be. So safeties are the same way. Sometimes it doesn't transition that way. I've had a few guys over the years. I think Eric Davis was a pretty good quarterback when he was in high school. I believe if you look back in the history of that.
And Matthew, and then Maxwell, we'll let you have the last question.
Hey, Coach, so, what was your message to Gavin and the offense after Caden, had to go to the sideline?
You know what? I didn't say one word to Gavin before he went out there. That's the truth. Because that's our job. We have a job to do. We have to do our job. He didn't need a rah-rah speech from me. Coach Trickett and the offensive staff, they coach him. They know what to do. He didn't need my motivation. I just told him later in the game, and I told him after the game how proud I was of him. And, our whole team is. Our whole team wants, we got a close group, and they want each other to be successful. You know, Cam, there's nobody pulling for those young backs over there more than Cam was. And, so, no, I really, honestly, I didn't say anything at that time. That's just what you have to do.
Maxwell, last question.
The second, you guys allowed more than 400 yards passing, but it seems like you guys were able to really give them problems with the secondary. Just how do you rate the performance you saw tonight from them?
Well, we relaxed a little bit. I wasn't very happy with that at the end because I felt like we relaxed. And we had a chance to get some other turnovers and we didn't. And, you know, it's, when you give up passing yards, listen, I've always said this, when you play, and not that they are, but when you play a team, when you get up on a team and they start throwing it every down, you know, when we would play air raid offenses, like when Coach Leach was at Mississippi State and he had some great offenses. But you're going to see 50 throws in a game, so you're going to give up some yards. I mean, they got good coaches too. If you can make them be one-sided, if you can make them be left-handed. But it gives us an opportunity to correct what we didn't do very well and, you know, get better in that asset of the game. I mean, listen, this was one of those situations, besides, you know, the Murray State game, we haven't been way ahead in the game. You got to learn how to play from way ahead. You know, the situations are different. We have a lot of freshmen out there too. You know, R.J. Rayner, you know, got his first. And the only way you can learn to play this game is to play. You got to have tough things happen to you you know, you create those scars and then you're tougher the next time around. So, but it's a lot better correcting those mistakes after you win than, you know, on the other end of it.
Very good. Thanks, Coach. See you in 2
y'all.
weeks.
Thank you.
Yep. So Cam's at 949 yards and now is number 2 in the country in touchdown score as of tonight, and leads the country in rushing. So, first question, Maxwell.
Came on that, you had your 8th, 9th, and 10th touchdown of the year tonight. Just how does it feel to maybe hit that double digits, especially doing it with the Ramble game?
My bad, can you repeat the question?
You hit double digits for touchdowns. How good does that feel? But also just doing it with, you know, a night like this with finding the end zone 3 times.
Yeah, I say being able to, like, obviously scoring, I want to score, but just being able to, like, do whatever my team needs to win. So I say it was, like, the feeling was good, but I was really just focused on, like, what we needed to do to win, I guess.
Cam, the defensive line was really good tonight. Just your running back, just from your perspective, what makes them so good, and what was it like to, you know, for them to give you so many situations tonight or opportunities tonight?
Yeah, they definitely knew what we were doing. So I say that, and coach coached them up, or coach coached us and told us that they were going to be one of the most sound defenses we play against. So just mentally being ready for that, and
sorry, I meant your defensive line, like.
Oh, our defensive line.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. I mean, they held them to 12 yards. Like, that's crazy. Like, all the way through the third half. So that make a big difference in the game.
Guys, you're in first place in the league, all alone. Any thoughts at all on that? Because Coach Kelly doesn't seem to keep up with that much.
Yeah, we don't keep up with it either.
We gotta keep going. It ain't over with yet. It ain't even close. It ain't even over. We gotta
Same
keep going.
mindset.
Same mindset to keep going.
Jared, the defensive line was really good tonight. Just what makes you guys so close and so connected like you guys are?
Just the work we put in, you know, in the spring, summertime, you know, we got high expectations for ourselves. So each time we come on the field, we expect them the ball and trying to dominate.
What was your reaction when you saw Juwan go out there, get the carry and some blocks, and then Cam just, you know, what do you think about the block and then just his rush attempt?
Well, I mean, the block, he would have put his head in there. So, I mean, I appreciate it. So I try to make the most of it. And then the rushing attempt, he got to get in there.
Oh yeah, Juan, he an athlete, so I thought he was gonna get in there too. You know, they say he played running back in high school, so I thought he was gonna get him one.
Anything else, guys? All right, thank you. Yeah, appreciate it, guys.